Hello YouTubers and RVers, thanks for joining us here today. We're going to be talking about a state park, but not just any state park. We're going to be talking about what might be the most spectacular state park you'll ever go to. This one is amazing. It's got so much stuff to see and do and things to enjoy. Pretty much something for every member of the family, not to mention some stuff that's just cool that everybody's going to love. Okay, it's a great state park. If you like this sort of thing, if you like talking about state parks, if you like talking about RVing, camping, things like that, don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you think this is a cool state park, hey, be sure to share it with your friends, okay? Share this video with your friends. It's an incredible state park. Well, all right, we've covered that. Now let's get right to it. The park we're talking about is Lake Murray State Park in kind of south central Oklahoma, near Ardmore, Oklahoma, okay? It's an amazing park. There might be a couple of parks around that are as nice or as amazing. The Gulf Shore State Park or Gulf State Park in Alabama is pretty incredible. Texas has 89 state parks, and I'll be quite honest with you, I don't know if any of them can really hold up to Lake Murray State Park in Oklahoma. And as a native Texan, and you know, of course, that the rivalry between Oklahoma and Texas is legendary, for me to be able to say, or be forced to say, Oklahoma's got something that's better than something in Texas is kind of hard for me to do, all right? But this state park is incredible. Lake Murray State Park, as I said, is, I don't know, maybe an hour on the other side of the Red River from Texas. It's worth the drive if you're anywhere in Oklahoma, Arkansas, or anywhere like that. Now, Arkansas has got some beautiful state parks, and this kind of feels a little bit like it. It's got rolling hills and lots of timber, trees, and things like that. It's just a beautiful park. If it was nothing but a lake and a bunch of trees and some campsites, it would still be a great state park, but it's got so much more than that. Now, like I said, it's a beautiful park, and it's got relatively clear water. Years and years ago, when I was taking my scuba diving certification, that's where we went to take it. Let's see, it's got about a half dozen different campgrounds. Each one kind of has its own theme. Like there's one that's really good for scouts because it's all tent camping only. See? And it has some structures and things like that in it that would help with the whole scout thing. And then they have another one that's on a cove, a large cove, that's mainly for skiers. And that's what this whole campsite, this particular campground is for, skiers. That cove is not only a good place to ski, teach people how to ski and things like that, it's got a ski jump and things to play with. And that's kind of what they do. It seems like this was Oklahoma's very first state park. And somebody said, well, this might be the only one we ever do. We got to put everything we can think of in it because it's got everything. It's got an ATV course that you could drive on and jump and do all kinds of things. I don't know another state park that has that kind of thing. It's got a water park kind of play area cove. It's not exactly a water park with a whole bunch of slides and lazy river or anything like that. There's a lot of stuff there that the kids can do and have fun doing. And there you go, right there, something for the kids to do. A neat little play park kind of thing, water park kind of deal. Let's see. Near that is a pretty nice looking miniature golf course. How fun is that, you know? Not only that though, but it has a real, honest to goodness, 18-hole golf course. And from what I've heard, it's pretty good, all right? An 18-hole golf course. I've done some research to see if any of the 89 Texas state parks that are out there have an 18-hole golf course. One has an 18 and one has a 9-hole course. Now, that doesn't mean there's not golf around though, because a lot of these state parks in Texas have a golf course really nearby. For example, Galveston Island State Park is right there on Galveston Island, and right there at Moody Garlands is a real nice 18-hole golf course. And there are a lot of municipal golf courses right there by the state park, done even with some smaller towns. So there are a few Texas state parks that have a golf course available, but nothing like this. They have their own golf course right there. Let's see. They have cabins. Now they have all the type of camping sites in these half dozen or so different campgrounds, from primitive tent kind of thing to electric and water to full service, that kind of stuff. All right. So they have all of that like any good state park might have, but they also have a lodge where you can stay. It's a nice hotel kind of thing, which attached to it is a really good restaurant. I mean, it's really nice. You go in there and you can get all kinds of stuff. Get your chicken fried steak, hamburgers, whatever you need, right there. And the restaurant on the state park. And let's see, what else does it have there? Oh, cabins. Not only does it have, you know, I've got the hiccups. And not only does it have the places for your RV, but it's got cabins you can rent. Regular, pretty nice, some of them pretty good sized cabins, but that's not all. Not only do they have regular cabins scattered around in the area, especially close to where the water park and the restaurant and all that type of stuff is, and the fishing and all that kind of thing, but they've got cabins that are out on the water, floating cabins. You can actually stay in your cabin and go out on a little deck and fish right there off of your cabin. It's got all kinds of stuff. Besides, it's just beautiful. So, it's got this nature center kind of thing where you can go to and you can see, you know, a lot of state parks have that kind of deal. Well, I'm here to tell you right now, I don't know a state park in Texas that has some of the stuff that this nature center has. Things that have been found on that property and all kinds of stuff. I mean, they've got mastodon bones, and the big thing, I hate telling you this because don't tell your kids, you know, ahead of time. Don't spoil the surprise. In the middle of this lake is a giant meteorite. It's bigger than a F-150 pickup truck. It's almost as big as a small school bus. There's a meteorite in the middle of this lake. Well, they can't move it, take it out so everybody can see it, but they've cut a chunk off of it, and that's in that nature center. You can look and you can see a piece, like 200-pound piece or more, of the meteorite that's in the middle of the lake. How cool is that? I don't know a state park that's got anything like that. So it's an unbelievable park. It just really, really is. And it's well organized for doing your making your reservations online. If you're over 60 or something like that, 60, 65 years old, I think it's 60, there's no entry fee. It's free. I don't think you need a fishing license or anything like that. Oklahoma's doing it right. And now Texas has gotten a lot better with their state parks lately, but my goodness gracious, this is one of those times that I have to admit that Oklahoma really kind of outdid Texas. And as much as I love the 89 state parks that Texas has, boy, I tell you what, they have really done it up in Oklahoma. It's just amazing. Now, right now, we're just going to take you on a drive through and show you all the things that we were talking about, that we took pictures of. Now, keep in mind that we did something we never do. We always take the time off that we go in the slow time of year or something like that. This time, we went on a holiday weekend. Not just any holiday weekend. We went on Memorial Day Sunday, okay? There were thousands of people at the park, okay? And I never do that. And you'll see that as we drive through it, drive around and do this sort of thing. But those people were still having a great time. I'm here to tell you, even though it was fairly crowded, kids were having fun playing in the water, playing golf, miniature golf, all kinds of things. We're going to show you all these things. They were having a great time, even though it was probably the busiest day of the year for this state park. And we got in and drove around and just had a blast. Okay, so there it is, Lake Murray State Park, Oklahoma, between Oklahoma City and the Texas border there. And if you're anywhere in Oklahoma, Arkansas, North Texas, or just traveling through the area and you're looking for a great place to spend one night, I highly recommend the state park. And so with that, let's go for a drive. here at Lake Murray, they've got a lot of really interesting places you can fish. They've got some campgrounds that have maybe a fishing pier going off of it into some reeds. I think that'd be a good place to catch some catfish with some shrimp. They've got some other places where they've got some rocks and a ski jump, and they say that you can catch fish here. But this is one of my favorite places. It's goes out over this inlet. This creek comes down, and then there's this big, I don't know what you want to call it, kind of like a little, I guess an inlet going into that creek. And I thought this would be a good place to catch. It's shady. It'd be a perfect place to come out some morning when the sun comes up and see what you can catch out there. I've always thought it'd be a great spot. I can't wait to come back here and try this. You might want to try it too. Okay, behind me is the Lake Murray Nature Center and the Tucker Tower. I could go into all kinds of detail about some of the cool exhibits and things that they have here in terms of fossils and geography and geology and all this kind of stuff. But I don't want to spoil it for you. I want you to enjoy it, so I'm not going to tell you too much about it, but it's got some cool stuff in there that you need to see here at Lake Murray. How was that? Wasn't that an incredible state park? Did you see all the things we were talking about there? Well, if you enjoyed this, like I said, like, subscribe, and share. And with that, I'll let you go until the next one, the next great state park, or who knows what we're going to see and what we're going to put on here. But I can't wait until you can join us again, all right? Thanks for being here.